Most of us have far more courage than we ever dreamed we possessed. Believe that you will succeed, and you will. Criticism is dangerous because it wounds a person's precious pride, hurts his sense of importance, and arouses resentment. If you want others to like you, if you want to develop real friendships, if you want to help others at the same time as you help yourself, keep this principle in mind. Become genuinely interested in other people. Be wiser than other people if you can, but do not tell them so. You can measure the size of a person by what makes him or her angry. Actions speak louder than words. A smile says, "I like you. I am glad to see you." Those who do not know how to fight worry, they will die young. Instead of worrying about what people say of you, why not spend time trying to accomplish something they will admire? Life truly is a boomerang. What you give, you get. Three-fourths of the people you will meet tomorrow are hungering and thirsting for sympathy. Give it to them, and they will love you. A man is not hurt so much by what happens as by his opinion of what happens. You cannot teach a man anything. You can only help him to find it within himself. If you want to keep happiness, you have to share it. Rule number 1. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Our fatigue is often caused not by work, but by worry, frustration, and resentment. Be more concerned with your character than with your reputation, for your character is what you are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are. Those convinced against their will are of the same opinion still. Unjust criticism is usually disguised as a compliment. It often means that you have aroused jealousy and envy. Remember that no one ever kicks a dead log. One of the surest ways of making a friend and influencing the opinion of another is to give consideration to his opinion, to let him sustain his feeling of importance. If you can't sleep, then get up and do something instead of lying there worrying. It's the worry that gets you, not the lack of sleep. You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. Pay less attention to what men say. Just watch what they do. It is the way we react to circumstances that determines our feelings. The rare individual who unselfishly tries to serve others has an enormous advantage. Flaming enthusiasm, backed up by horse sense and persistence, is the quality that most frequently makes for success. People are more likely to accept an order if they had a part in the decision that caused the order to be issued. The man who goes farthest is generally the one who is willing to do and dare. Act as if you were already happy, and that will tend to make you happy. Your smile brightens the lives of all who see it. To someone who has seen a dozen people frown, scowl, or turn their faces away, your smile is like the sun breaking through the clouds. The essence of all art is to have pleasure in giving pleasure. The expression one wears on one's face is far more important than the clothes one wears on one's back. Knowledge isn't power until it is applied. You can't win an argument. If you lose it, you lose it. And if you win it, you lose it. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. Avoid it as you would avoid rattlesnakes and earthquakes. Don't be afraid of enemies who attack you. Be afraid of the friends who flatter you. The only way on earth to influence other people is to talk about what they want and show them how to get it. Remember a name and call it easily, and you have paid a subtle and very effective compliment. If you do something for someone else, never remember. If someone does something for you, never forget. People who talk only of themselves think only of themselves. Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope at all. The royal road to a man's heart is to talk to him about the things he treasures most. A person's name is, to that person, the sweetest and most important sound in any language. When fate hands you lemons, make lemonade. Two men looked out from prison bars. One saw the mud, the other saw stars. Remember, happiness doesn't depend upon who you are or what you have. It depends solely on what you think. It isn't what you have or who you are or where you are or what you are doing that makes you happy or unhappy. It is what you think about it. Flattery is telling the other person precisely what he thinks about himself. Develop success from failures. Discouragement and failure are two of the surest stepping stones to success. By fighting, you never get enough, but by yielding, you get more than you expected. There's only one way under high heaven to get anybody to do anything, and that is by making the other person want to do it. If you believe in what you are doing, then let nothing hold you up in your work. Much of the best work in the world has been done against seeming impossibilities. The thing is to get the work done. Feeling sorry for yourself and your present condition is not only a waste of energy, but also the worst habit you could possibly have. Every man I meet is my superior in some way. In that, I learn of him. When dealing with people, remember you are not dealing with creatures of logic, but creatures of emotion. If you are wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. An hour of planning can save you 10 hours of doing. Let us praise even the slightest improvement. That inspires the other person to keep on improving. A man without a smiling face must not open a shop. When we hate our enemies, we are giving them power over us. Power over our sleep, our appetites, our blood pressure, our health, and our happiness. Every successful person loves the game. The chance to prove his worth, to excel, to win. People are not interested in you. They are not interested in me. They are interested in themselves, morning, noon, and after dinner. No matter what happens, always be yourself. First ask yourself, what is the worst that can happen? Then prepare to accept it. Then proceed to improve on the worst. One reason why birds and horses are not unhappy is because they are not trying to impress other birds and horses. People rarely succeed unless they have fun in what they are doing. Nothing can bring you peace but yourself. Remember, today is the tomorrow you worried about yesterday. Instead of criticizing and condemning, figure out how you can solve the problem together. Instead of focusing on blaming the other person for what they did wrong, focus on how you can avoid the problem next time. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer fear, don't sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. The successful man will profit from his mistakes and try again in a different way. One of the tragic things I know about human nature is that all of us tend to put off living. We are all dreaming of some magical rose garden over the horizon, instead of enjoying the roses that are blooming outside our windows today. Every day I pray. I yield myself to God, and the tensions and anxieties go out of me, and peace and power come in. When we stop fighting the inevitable, we release energy, which enables us to create a richer life. Patience and perseverance will accomplish more in this world than a brilliant dash. Remember that when something goes wrong, success is getting what you want. Happiness is wanting what you get. Do the thing you fear to do and keep on doing it. That is the quickest and surest way ever yet discovered to conquer fear. Criticisms are like homing pigeons. They always return home. One of the worst features about worrying is that it destroys our ability to concentrate. You have it easily in your power to increase the sum total of this world's happiness now. How? By giving a few words of sincere appreciation to someone who is lonely or is discouraged. Perhaps you will forget tomorrow the kind words you say today, but the recipient may cherish them over a lifetime. Success in dealing with people depends on a sympathetic grasp of the other person's viewpoint. Never before, since the beginning of time, has there ever been anybody exactly like you. And never again throughout all the ages to come will there ever be anybody exactly like you again. What shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his health? If some people are so hungry for a feeling of importance that they actually go insane to get it, imagine what miracle you and I can achieve by giving people honest appreciation, this side of insanity. The unvarnished truth is that almost all the people you meet feel themselves superior to you in some way. And a sure way to their hearts is to let them realize in some subtle way that you recognize their importance and recognize it sincerely. The person who seeks all their applause from outside has their happiness in another's keeping.